We only have 11 days left. Have you started prepping for Nano yet? Hello, today is Tuesday, October 20th, 2015. It means we have 11 days left until NaNoWriMo. This is going to be the 8th week that I will be prepping. I can now officially call myself a prepper. It's we're planning for the end of the world. No. I've had a very interesting week, but productive. I actually managed to get quite a bit done this week. I'm very excited about it because I can finally report that I have done something worthwhile, and at the same time my life is kind of... So since I had finished taking notes from my conflict and suspense book, I went through those notes and I wrote down all of the activities that were suggested in the book for finding new areas of conflict and enhancing conflict and all of that stuff. So I wrote down a list of those activities. I kind of nixed the ones that feel more like what you can do during editing to help fix things, and I'm mostly concentrating on the stuff for before you start writing and planning things out. So there's some really good activities that I wrote down for that. I also made a list of just general to-do items before Nano starts. Kind of been working through that a little bit. The big one that I had to work on this week was starting to actually plot my novel. I mentioned it. I totally scrapped what I had before. I mentioned it before. So I actually sat down and started plotting this week. I feel like a great weight has lifted off of my shoulders because I actually started doing it, and it's like visible progress. And part of it was already done. I had this outline, this sort of general outline based on the 27 plot points from one of Catty Tastic's videos. I like the story structure that she lays out, you know, where you have, what is it? Like your introduction, your inciting incident, your immediate reaction, and then the general reaction, and then the action and consequences, like laying it out step by step where your character is going. I had that all done, so I pretty much had the story plotted. It was just what I need to do before I start NaNoWriMo is getting all those scenes in there and getting to know the characters more in the setting and kind of the background to what's happening, you know, now and what happened before and all of, you know, the intricate stuff. I just needed to figure out what else is going on in that story. So I decided the other night I just wrote down everything that I have here and then just started saying, okay, this is what I think should happen for each of these chapters. If each of these plot points was a chapter, what would happen in that chapter? And some of them are a lot shorter, some of them are a lot longer. So I've been kind of filling that out and working through it, and I'm probably about halfway through with just my initial thoughts on it, and so I've made a lot of progress with that this week and I'm really excited. I did a couple other things this week as well. I had a wedding to go to on Saturday, which I stayed the night with some friends there. It was 2 hours away, so it was kind of a long drive. It was beautiful though. It was just a really nice weekend. So that was kind of my whole weekend, was that. And when I came home, we realized that the dog was... in a lot of pain and he's not getting better. So we made the decision on Sunday night that we would have him put down this week, and that actually happened this morning. I had all of my ugly crying about it last night. I'm actually feeling... I'm talking about it now, so I'm tearing up, but I'm actually feeling a lot better about it, knowing that he's not in pain anymore. We have, this week we have my birthday dinner coming up, and so I think probably the big thing that I want to do is to just sit down with my family and talk about the dog and have a kind of memorial service. I'm fine with doing that on my birthday, I don't care. The dog meant a lot. He was a good friend. So, anyway, I don't want to be a downer. I'm really excited about everything that's going on this week. So I bought a bookcase this week from IKEA. I love IKEA. It's brand new here in St. Louis, so yay! So I've got that new bookcase, and I put my other bookcases next to it, and I'm gonna go get another bookcase from IKEA soon, probably sometime next month, because I can't afford it yet. And then now I'm gonna have like a wall of bookshelves, and it's gonna be beautiful. And lastly, the first thing that I did this week was buy me some books. I've listened to Snow Like Ashes on audiobooks, so I've already technically read this, but I didn't have a physical copy, so I picked one of these up, and I got the brand new Ice Like Fire, and I'm really excited to read through these ASAP. It's gotta happen. So this week, 13th to the 20th, we've got lots of blue stars going on, and look, not very much time left. Yikes. So in other words, it was a really fantastic week. Got a lot done. Just was productive all around. There was a lot of extra shit happening, but we got through it, and I have nothing but good things to look forward to this week. This week what I expect to be working on is more kind of definitely moving more towards filling out my plotting structure, and hopefully maybe this week I'll make a video about how I'm doing that as I'm doing it, because that might be helpful. I'm also going to be doing a lot more brainstorming. I need to figure more stuff out. In fact, right before this video started, I was having breakfast and I was doing a lot of thinking. I'd like to work through a few of the activities that I wrote down for preparing more conflict into my story. So I'm going to try to do at least a few of those activities this week, see what I can get through. And of course I want to finish reading Snow Like Ashes and Ice Like Fire because. So I'm wondering how everybody else is doing with prep. We're getting so very close to NaNoWriMo starting, and it's getting a little dangerous if you haven't done anything. If you haven't thought about anything yet, you're amazing. You're probably a pantser, and you're probably pretty amazing. I have in the past struggled with just sitting down and writing stuff. But I know that that's how a lot of people operate. That's how I used to try to write, and I never really finished anything. I never really got through anything. Of course, I've never really tried to edit any of that stuff, so maybe that's where my problem comes in, is like, sure, pantsing is kind of just, you know, writing and writing and writing, and then you go back and edit it into something that makes a little bit more sense, or feels a little more put together than just kind of going by the seat of your pants. I don't know. And of course there are the amazing pantsers who don't really have to edit that much, but I'm not one of those, and I don't think I know anybody who's one of those. If you are, hands up. Let's celebrate you, amazing unicorn. I'm joking. Pantsing for me is like a must, and now that I'm getting a lot more planned, now that I'm getting a lot more written down, and I can see my path forward, I'm feeling a lot more confident about Nano coming up. I'm getting really excited. In fact, the other night I was like, I just want to go home, and I just want to sit in front of that computer, and I want to figure out what I'm writing. And I wanted to actually sit down and write. Like, I wanted to get into it. I was like, oh, I've got these scenes planned out, but I want to explore them. And I just wanted to sit down and write them, but you know, Nano hasn't started, so I can't do that yet. So I'm gonna try to keep that excitement up. Maybe. I don't know. So, lots of stuff going on this week, lots of stuff going on last week, and we got through it. Thank you for coming with me on this journey. I'm yelling again. Why am I yelling? It's because I had some coffee. I'm drinking 5 shots of espresso today with just a little bit of water and some creamer and some toffee nut sweetener. And I'm going to try not to cry today at work. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I will see you next week for another update. Hopefully this video doesn't take me as long to put together. Last week was kind of a thing. Cheers to you and your prepping and your life. May it not be as crazy as mine. I love you guys. Good luck prepping, and how are you doing this week? Please let me know how you're doing. What's up? Bye. That's creepy. That's creepy. Why would I do that? I'll see you next week. Bye. And then I thought somebody stole my lunch, and I'm food aggressive. If I was a dog and I was in the pound, they would put me down because I will bite your friggin' hand off if you try to take my food. And so I was just a little upset, a little bit upset.